Hello guys, welcome you guys to my YouTube tutorial. On this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to cut and sew the trendy stylish underbust corset gathered dress. So these the materials I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using these materials for the pleating and the down parts, for the gathers and the down part, sorry, and this material for the upper part. This is my lining, while this is my zip, this is my gum, and this caption, this is called option. I'm going to be using it at the hip side. The shape of that basket, I'm going to be using it for it. So let's go for the cutting first. Okay, so the full gown length, you can see that is below the nail. The full gown length is 48, the bust is 37, the waist is 32, the hip is 41, the back is 15, the sleeve length is 6, the band 13/11, shoulder to under bust is 13.5. So now let's go for the drafting. What you are going to be doing first is you measure your shoulder to under bust, but first of all measure half inches here for the joining at the shoulder. My half inch. So this is my half inch. So I'm going to measure the shoulder to the bust and shoulder to the under bust. My shoulder to bust is 10 inches plus half inch sewing allowance. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to be adding sewing allowance. This one is my sewing allowance already. So this is 10 inches. Shoulder to under bust is 13.5. Shoulder to hip is 23. But for this, is above the hip a little. So that 23, you are going to minus 1.5 from it. So I'm going to be using 21.5 for the hip measurement. 21.5. So let me just rule it out. So the back now is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. 7.5 plus half inches is 8 inches. So for the neck wideness, this is the shoulder measurement. For the neck wideness, I'm using 3 inches. This is my 3 inches. So from the shoulder slope, you measure 1 inches. This is my shoulder slope. You bring it up to the neck point. This is my shoulder slope. So from here, you come down by a normal band measurement is 13. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. I'm going to be adding 1 inches allowance to it, make it 7.5. So I'm also going to take my shoulder measurement down here. So I'm going to connect it together. So for the chest line, this will be my new chest line. I'm going to roll it out this way. So from here, just try to connect it this way. So from this lace to this lace, this is 7.5. So I'm going to measure the midpoint of 7.5, which is 3.5 and quarter. So from here, I'm going to come in by half inches. This is half inches. So I'm going to connect it from this upper part. If you don't have your curve ruler, you can use your hand. This is half inches. Just try, you can use your hand to bring it together like so. The ruler I first use is too curve for me, so just connect it back to the armhole curve. So this is my new, just try to label it. This is my new chest line. This chest line. this bust line, this waist line, while this is hip line. So now we get my normal bust measurement, but before then, from this is my bust line, this is my waistline, you know. Okay, sorry for me naming this is chest line, this is bust line, this is my under bust line. Sorry, I didn't take out my waist measurement. Shoulder to waist is 16, so this is my waist measurement. My waist measurement. This is my waist line. This is my under bust line. I made mistake by putting waistline. So from this under bust line, you take your measurement, you come up by 2 inches. This is 2 inches. Just take your curve ruler and connect it this way. So it's coming this way, like so. So I've come up by 2 inches. This is my under bust line. From that under bust line, just measure 2 inches up and just connect it this way. So from there will not be that on this dress. You are not adding that to it. So for the bust measurement is 37. 37, let me approximate it to 38. 38 divided by 2, by 4, sorry, is 9.5. So this is my 9.5. Yeah. I'm not going to be adding my normal bust. I'm not going to be adding sewing allowance for now. So for the waist measurement is 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So this is 8 inches. So for the hip is 40 inches. So 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. So just take your straight ruler, connect. Then it's coming this way. It's coming this way. This place is sharp. Just try to connect it. And so just try to connect this one to the arm. So from this hip, if you see the shape of the hip measurement, for the hip shape is curve. So from here I will come in by 5 inches. At this hip point I will come in by 5 inches. So from this center I will come up by 2 inches. So from that 2 inches I'm going to connect it to that 5 inches that I measure. So if you have your ruler that can do the normal justice to it, you can use it. So from here I will come up by 2.5 inches. So from that 2.5 I'm going to connect it this way. So of the dress I want to use 7 inches. For the front I'm going to be using 7 inches. So I will connect it like so. So let's cut it out. So before I slit this lace, I want to first of all use this paper to cut out the back. So it's coming this way. So now this is the this is the front. I place it on this and I use it to cut out the back. I've used it to draft out the back, sorry. So this is my neck measurement. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure the neck depth. You can see that I've traced out the line So from here I'm going to come down by 2 inches for the neck depth. So this is my neck curve. I've curved it out this way. So for this zip, let me label it again. This is my chest line, this is my bust line, this is my under bust line, this is my waist line, this is the hip. So from that waist line, just take your tape rule, go in by one let me just say 0.7 inches, go in by 0.7 inches. So you are going to connect it back up this way. I don't want it to be having bulge at the down part. Don't want it to be having bulge here. So for this line, I'm going to bring it out this way. And this neck, I'm going to extend it this way. So we are done. Let me just cut out the back first before I now cut out the front. Now, why I use 0.7 here is because there is no dart on the dress and I don't want bulge at the back. So this is the back now. So for the front, let me keep that one aside. For the front, I'm going to cut out this place that I come up by 2 inches from the under bust line. I'm going to cut it out this way. Don't forget that I've not added the sewing allowance. So if I want to cut it out on my dress, I will add sewing allowance. So from here, I will measure the center of my shoulder, which is 2.5. And I also measure this place as 4.5. So this is the center of the down part. So what I'm going to do, I will connect these two together like so. So from that place, because there is a pleat, a little pleat here at the, so from there I'm going to slit it into two like so. So now you will not cut it off to the upper part. So from this place I'm just going to spread it this way on my dress and cut it out. So this is the back now. I've used the pattern to cut it out. What I just did here, the down part I added half inches. So I now add my sewing allowance 1.5 inches. So I'm not going to be adding it to the arm cuff because I've already added half inches to the shoulder measurement. I'm not also going to be adding this half inches to the upper part because I've already added it from start. And this is my neck. Let me put it aside. So for this, what I just did there, I spread it out. Let me just say this is 2 inches or 2.5 inches. Yeah, I just spread it out. That's why I did not cut out this place fully. And I added 1.5 inches also to this side and half inches to the same side. So to the down part, I added half inches for sewing allowance to join this together and half inches to the down part and 1.5 inches for sewing allowance too. The materials, the measurement of the materials I use is 1 yard of crepe. Sorry, I'm supposed to have made mention of that from start. 1 yard of crepe. And this is my sleeve. This is the sleeve. I've cut out the sleeve. So what I'm going to be doing next is just to cut out the interface. So for this one I will now do a little pleat here. A little pleat here. You can see, so you're going to pleat it here. Just do your normal gathers and just split it here. So now this is it. I've done the gathers. You can see the gathers, and I also gathered the lining to it. What I did now, what I'm going to be doing, I will just join the neck. After joining the neck, I will now come to this down part. I will sew it. I will sew it, and I will now sew the side like the way this one is. You can see that I turn it fully, except for the, because the gathers will be under this. I'm going to sew it this way. The gathers at the down part is coming this way. So you can see that the lining have secured the edge. So now what you are going to do, I use 3 yards for the down part. So I now cut it into two. So this is half part of it. I just split it into two. So now if you want to draw your gathers here, you know, you first of all secure the edges with your weaving machine. But now I did not run my gathers there. I run it at this edge so that it will be neat. So you now run your gather stitches under this lace. So let me show you the back part because I'm done with this already. This is the back part. So you can see my gathers here. So what I did now, I just place this on it and sew like this. I'm also going to sew like this. So that's what we are going to be doing for the front. So after, you just join the body and attach the sleeve. So I will show you guys after effect.